Good morning and welcome to the Holy Shiftballs podcast. It's Thursday, baby. The sacred portal between WTF and OM, where spirit meets sarcasm, healing comes with giggles, and enlightenment includes occasionally dropping the F-bomb. It's time for another dose of Thursday shenanigan with your energetic besties. I'm Sharon.
And I'm Bethany.
Holy shift, it's Thursday. Let's go.
Awesome, Sharon. I am so excited for this next guest we have today. This week on the podcast we have Becky Turner, and Becky is a certified holistic health advocate, a stage 3 breast cancer survivor. Becky draws on her personal healing journey and passion for alternative medicine to help others navigate their own path to wellness. Certified in live blood cell analysis, Becky continues to expand her expertise with studies in holistic practice and nutrition. It's truly a pleasure to welcome Becky Turner to the show today. Welcome, Becky.
There we go. Hi, Becky.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being our guest today. How are you?
Hey, I cannot complain. Sun is shining. I am alive and well, so no complaints here.
Alive with Abounding Health.
Yes, Abounding Health, abounding and alive. That's right. That's why I named my show that.
Absolutely. So tell us a bit about your journey, Becky. What was the holy shiftball moment that changed your life?
So in 2022, I'd gotten married in the summer. And, the honeymoon stage wasn't really what I had expected it to be. Those first couple months, okay, whatever. We were just existing. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to get my life right here. I'm going to get my health in order. I'm going to get real fit because why not? Right. I was 36 years old and, or 35. No, I was 35 when I got married. And I went and had a physical. My doctor said, all is great. Your blood work is actually awesome. He cleared me to go do all of the things to get real fit. But I had said to him, do you do a breast exam? Because, every physical I'd ever had a breast exam.
Yeah.
He goes, no, we don't do that anymore.
And I thought, because why would they? Women's health. I mean,
why would they?
Yeah. Because I don't know men over, but they're not doing breast exams.
Yeah, I'm 35. It's lumpy in there all the time. I don't know what it's supposed to feel like. So, and he goes, no, we don't do that. And he goes, I could send you for a mammogram, but he clearly doesn't know who I am. I'm crunchy. So I'm like, no, thank you. No mammograms for me. And went about my life and, had a couple more months of just living, trying to do my thing. And then one day I took off my bra after work and my nipple was flat. And I was like, that's bizarre.
That's interesting.
But okay, it didn't hurt and I didn't have any pain, nothing like that. And I thought, it's flat. Okay. And I'd heard, breast cancer can invert your nipple a bit. But I thought, whatever. I went to bed and I got big old tatas. So bras are tight,
Woo!
So my boob squished is nothing. But I woke up the next morning and it was still flat, only on the one side. And I thought, okay. And I got in my shower and I just broke down in tears because, of course, Dr. Google tells you have cancer, obviously. Cancer or AIDS. I've clearly had both in my head multiple times. And so I didn't think anything of it. I thought, you know what? I'm in the middle of trying to have a life insurance policy, which I've never had before. I've got 2 young daughters. I just got married. I should have life insurance. So I was like, I'm not going to a doctor. I'm not going to jeopardize life insurance. And yeah, exactly. And as that week progressed, all of a sudden it was starting to be painful in my boob. My boob started to look a little bit bigger. My armpit started to hurt. My armpit really hurt. Yeah. And I thought, what the heck is going on? And then so I spoke to my mother-in-law. She had breast cancer at one point. And she was a nurse as well. And so she said, it's probably a blocked duct, right? Or mastitis and I thought, yeah, you're probably right. There's no way this is cancer. I'm young and healthy. Right.
Yeah.
And, so I was like, whatever, I'm not going to go to the doctor, but just the pain kept getting more. And I saw my best friend and I was wearing a hoodie. I don't know if you guys call them hoodies and bunny hugs, whatever you call them in the prairies. But
No, yeah, please, yep.
I'm wearing a hoodie, and my friend goes, "Your boob is way bigger on that side." And I'm like, "Okay, it is, right?" And so I literally did this to her, and like in a bathroom, and
Good
I was,
friends win.
yeah,
Just be so.
naturally.
Tell
And
me if you
look,
see anything wrong.
yeah, and she was like, "Oh, I would maybe get it checked." So I made an appointment. I went back to that same doctor who wouldn't touch me the first time, and he goes, I don't need to look at it." And I was like, "Can you look at it, please?" He goes, "No, like I don't need to look at it. It's like it's probably nothing." And I was
Is
like,
he
"Can you?"
boobophobic or what? Is
I
he
don't know.
boobophobic?
I don't know.
Don't
Offended by boobs,
don't show me your
maybe?
boobs.
Oh, Danny's here. Hey, Danny.
Hey,
So I'm like, "Can you just touch it, please? Like, go get a freaking nurse if you're scared of boobs. Like, let her touch it. Just someone needs to look at it." And so he finally did, and he feels around. No, it feels fine. And I was like, "Okay, but why is it big? Why is it hot? Why is my nipple flat? Like, surely,
why is it painful?
yeah, like why is my armpit burning?" So he goes, "Okay, I'll send you for an ultrasound." He said, "Because you're young and dense, cystic breasts, like a mammogram isn't going to be your thing." And I was like totally happy about that because again, I don't want that radiation in my body. And so I call the place. They get me in a couple days. They want to do the mammogram instead. So I had to humble myself and just do it. And I had the ultrasound as well. And they took a really long time on the ultrasound, but the only ultrasounds I'd ever had were baby ultrasounds, and those take a long time. So I just assumed that was the process. And now, having been with other friends at their ultrasounds for just checking their breasts, quick, in and out.
Yep.
I was there like an hour on the table. And she's like, "I'm just going to go get my manager." Again, not think anything of it. I think, oh, maybe she's a student and she just wants second eyes. Right. And then they come back in and they go, "So we've talked to the radiologist and they would like you to come back today for a biopsy." And of course, I'm like, "Nope, I'm not having a biopsy. Absolutely not." Like, left there crying, called my husband. I'm like, "Why do they want to do a biopsy? I don't want to do this." But again, I came back, I did it. And they were like, "Yeah, there's 3 spots that we want to look at." And so I had a biopsy in 3
My
spots.
gosh.
All of a sudden, like after the biopsy, I was very aware of these things in my body. I had one in my armpit and like one kind of on this chest wall here, and then one to the side. And so now all of a sudden I'm like super aware of pain, like that I'd never felt before. I'd never felt any lumps, anything before like that I thought were maybe dangerous. And they rushed the results. The doctor had said, I'm going to put a rush on these. Again, I just thought that everyone had a rush put on everything.
Yeah. Well, because and also too, you're telling yourself, you're keeping in your mind, it's okay. Like everything's okay. You're trying not to panic, even though really you are panicking, but you're trying to stay calm. And
Right.
yeah. So I can see.
Yeah. And so in Alberta, where I live, you can get all of your medical information on a portal, right? You have access to it. And so I knew I had a doctor's appointment later that day to go find out what the results were, but then the email comes in and I'm reading it. And I don't know how to read a biopsy report, but I'm reading it and it says stage 3 cancer. And I'm going, what? And I just like burst into tears. My husband comes in the garage because this is where I'm doing it on my computer in my garage. And I'm like, "I have cancer," like crying. So we get to the doctor, the same guy, and he's like, "Yeah, so I hear you're going to need a biopsy." And I was like, are you dumb?"
Oh
Like,
my
honestly, are you
God.
dumb?
Time for a new doctor, Becky.
I got a new doctor, but I was like, yeah, I know I had a biopsy and it's cancer." So, and he goes, "Oh," and he on his computer, "Oh." And so that was the last I've ever seen this guy. Obviously, I got a new doctor after that.
Yeah.
And it was like, maybe who knows, in August, like I found out February 1st, I had my physical the end of August. Maybe at the end of August, if he had done that breast exam or insisted, "Hey, you're 35 now, like let's send you for an ultrasound," or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe they would have found it. Maybe it wouldn't have been stage 3. Maybe it would have been stage 1. Maybe I would have still had a boob. Like now I have one boob and that's fine. I'm totally used to it. But it's like, maybe I didn't have to go through that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the gist of my story. I ended up in Mexico shortly after diagnosis, trying to do as much holistic treatment as possible. Of course, my doctors, my very first day in Mexico, tell me, "You need chemotherapy." And I was like, No, I don't. I'm in Mexico. I've just spent all this money to be in Mexico. I'm going to jack my immune system up. And they're like, yeah, but also you need chemo. And so I ended up doing both down there. And then I came back. It's expensive to go private. Medical care is not cheap, my friends.
Yep.
Chemotherapy is not cheap in Mexico. And I came back and I was like, what am I going to do? The breast cancer itself was gone, but because it was a stage 3, I had lymph nodes still affected, and I thought I'm going to have to do the hard chemo, like the bald Skeletor dying chemo. That's what I'm going to have to do. And I pondered on it for like a month, and in that time, my doctor in Canada had dropped me as a patient. He was very angry with me for going to Mexico. He told me that I wasted 2 months of my life.
What?
Yeah, he told me I did not get the standard level of care. He told me that he can tell I'm resistant to treatment. And if I resisted radiation on top of it, then he wouldn't give me a reconstruction. He was an
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Becky.
I'd have told that son of a gun.
Oh, yeah.
Can you read between these lines?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
So I think part of
Read
the
it.
problem is like, I mean, nothing, not knocking surgeons by any means, but there is a bit of a God complex there because
Well, there
they
is.
save people, right? And so in Alberta, and I don't know if it's in Tennessee or in Manitoba, but when you get breast cancer, the first step is see the surgeon. And they send you for scans, decide if you need chemo first or if you need surgery first, right? And so he had come up with a plan. It was going to be go for chemo, have a mastectomy, and then a puppy, have a mastectomy and then have
Yeah, sorry.
radiation. And that's okay. I got 100 of them at my house. And so then that was his plan. And I think he's probably used to women coming in there in such a desperate state of, I don't know what to do. This guy is my savior. He's going to tell me exactly what to do and all is going to be better. So he's used to people doing what he wants, right? He's used to people not questioning any of his narrative because he's the savior of cancer. And I questioned him and he did not like it. And he ended up dropping me as a patient because
No, 2 doctors?
Pardon me?
Holy heck, that's the second doctor dropping you as
Well,
a
no,
patient.
it's the same guy.
Oh,
Same
it's
guy.
the same guy. Okay, sorry.
But he had said this was a Monday after I'd come back from Mexico. I said, can you just take a look at the MRI I got in Mexico to see the progress that I've made? And he said, I'm not going to look at your MRI. And I said, why not? Like, you can see the breast cancer is gone. And he was like, you need chemotherapy. You need 6 rounds here in Canada. And then you need a mastectomy. And then when he found out I was going to Mexico, he said, actually, you're not going to go do more chemo. I'm going to do the mastectomy. And I'm also going to take every one of your lymph nodes out instead of just, they do a sentinel node biopsy. They take a couple to make sure that, it's all gone. He's like, I'm taking all of your lymph nodes out and you'll end up with lymphedema. And I thought, why? Because he was mad at me. Honestly, he was mad.
Yeah.
And he said, you have until Friday to make your decision. He's like, you can either go back to your medical oncologist and tell them you want 6 rounds of chemo here, or I'm going to do your surgery and have all your lymph nodes removed. And you have until Friday. And this was a Monday. And I left that office and I was like cussing out to my husband. And I was like, this.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I think he has your best intention. And I was like, no, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
He is a prick. Like, no.
He's being an asshole.
And so Friday came and went. And my husband said, did you call him? I said, no, of course I didn't call him. He said, why not? And I said, because he doesn't decide my timeline. I need to figure out what the best time is for me to do this. And so in that time, he then dropped me and I got placed with a new surgeon who was an angel, you guys, like an absolute beautiful human being, wanted to see the MRI, explained to me what he saw. He also gave me a new MRI to get like an updated idea of what he's working with. Because really, like, how do you go into surgery not knowing exactly what's happening?
And I hope you made a complaint because your first doctor
never did.
That dropped you. Other women need to know that he is not the doctor for them, that he does not have their best interests at heart.
I never made a complaint. Well, I mean, I made a poor rate MD about him, and so did my husband, but I didn't make a complaint.
I would.
I mean, I'm sure other women can you get into a field of energy with somebody like that, you instantly kind of pick up that, hey, this guy or doctor is lacking one key factor, and that's compassion.
Compassion,
and, compassion. And therefore that is a red flag for sure, girl.
And it really
Yeah.
turned me off to the whole process of Canadian traditional chemotherapy and radiation surgery or whatever. And I didn't know at the time that when you have cancer with tumors that are in multiple, like they go in quadrants. If you have it in more than 2 quadrants or 2 or more quadrants, you have to lose the breast, apparently. And like by the time we actually did the MRI and saw, I didn't have 3 tumors. I had like 7 or 8 tumors.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
aggressive, and like I was perfectly healthy. Like, how did this happen? And so it really turned me off. And I mean, obviously, it's why I ended up in Mexico. It's why I'm really pushed into this holistic world. And now I'm thankful for traditional or conventional chemotherapy. It did help very much.
Mhm.
Uh, I hated losing my hair. I hated
It's not a
having
lot of fun.
diarrhea for 6 months. But like, it did help save me along with all of the other natural things that I was doing. But I really want to help other women understand, or other people understand, that you don't have to be forced into exactly what your doctor says you need to do,
Get a
because
second
it's not
opinion.
always the best. And the fact is, if you're sick and have cancer, your body was obviously weak enough or not strong enough to put you into that state. And now you're going to try and put poison in it and expect that
Yeah,
you're going to come out sunshine and rainbows. Like, you need to
exactly.
build that immune system so that it's strong enough to fight it.
Exactly. And, what you're saying is really helpful to our viewers. Like Danny is saying that his oncologist doctor is named Lauren Pinto Brown, and she was the hero for him, saving his life. He had lymphoma, non-Hodgkin's stage 2 in 2010 and
Wow.
2011. And now he's in remission. Congratulations. Good for you, Danny. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I mean,
That's
it's
awesome.
great when people have good things to say about
Yes.
their oncologist. I will say my medical oncologist, the chemo doctor, um, she was lovely. She was actually South American, and I think that sort of played into her open-mindedness when I said I went to Mexico. I said I did these things. Yeah, her main goal is like chemotherapy, but she was very compassionate and very understanding, and she didn't drop me as a patient, and she worked with me, and she lowered the dose when I needed to, and she really helped me along with it. So I had a great experience after that kind of dick guy. I had a
Mhm.
really great experience with my medical team. I know
Good
not
for
everyone
you.
can say that. My friend who I used to do my show with, Ashley, she does not have a great rapport with any of the oncologists that she's had, unfortunately. But I feel very blessed in my situation that, yeah.
My second chemo oncologist told me that he wanted me to take this medication for 10 years. And I said, okay, so what percentage will it increase my life?
Is
Like,
it
will it increase
tamoxifen?
by, yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, 3%. I
Oh,
said, I said, okay,
cool.
then, I don't think I'm going to take that because it's not a 3% isn't, huge. And so he looks at me and he says, well, you've had breast cancer 3 times. I'd hate for you to come back in 5 years and and you have breast cancer again because you didn't take this drug. Holy fuck, Becky. I went up one, down the other, through the center, and he didn't know what to do. Don't you tell me that if I have cancer, it's my fault. Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
literally.
Is that what you're seriously saying? Wrong patient, wrong time, wrong person. I was
Yeah.
just like, he was like, oh, no, 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 that's not what I'm saying. That's exactly what you just said. So he and I have a difference of opinion. He thinks he's God. I don't. And he knows that now, but we get along. We get along fine since then.
I should hope so.
I'm not
I
taking,
just don't
not taking
understand, like, the
drugs.
bedside manner of some of these people. I'm guessing from their perspective, they're frustrated because they know how to help you and you don't want any part of it, I guess is what it
But
is.
it's your choice.
But it's your choice, and we need to let people know that there are more choices than chemosurgery, radiation.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wish I hadn't have done the radiation. I did it because I was like, "I've done everything, and
Yeah.
I might as well just do it." And it's at the end of your journey, and you're beat down.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I wish I hadn't done it because I honestly never felt the same after doing radiation. But I am thankful for the process because I'm still here to tell the tale. I'm 38. I get to see my kids. My kid is now in high school. I get
Yeah.
to see that for her. I get to just be here every day and try to remind myself of that. is work in itself, being thankful when I don't feel like it. But I am thankful because I definitely could not have been here to tell the tale.
And it puts you on this
Becky,
path now, Becky. You're holistic. Sorry, go ahead.
Mhm.
Becky, what are a few of your holistic healing modalities that you go to on a daily? What would you say would be some of the
So I live off of digestive enzymes. And it's funny, my doctors in Mexico prescribe me digestive enzymes. And granted, everything they give me as a Mexican, like Spanish label, I had no idea what I was taking, but I trusted my doctors in Mexico. But I did some research and I found out that it was a digestive enzyme. And I thought, okay, that's weird. I'm trying to kill cancer. I'm not trying to digest my food properly. But, now realizing like how important your gut health is to your entire body, to your immune system, to your mental health, to toxins in your body. You don't want toxins floating around. You want them gone. You want to poop them out because that's the way God designed you. And so I live off digestive enzymes. Like every meal,
Mhm.
it helps you to break down your protein and break down your fat. You want to use that fat for brain health. You want to use that protein to rebuild your body. Plus, we don't want to be constipated, ladies. That's not good. So yeah, I live off a digestive enzyme.
Live in the flow.
I go back and forth with like different protocols and things like that. One that I often will take is something called nattokinase. It's an enzyme from Japanese. It's actually from soy, but like clean soy, not like dirty soy. But it's fermented vegetable that helps bust up blood clotting, lowers your blood pressure, prevents cardiac events. So not that I have cardiac events, but I have the fortune of being able to see my blood anytime I want to. And, blood clots happen, right? They put you on baby aspirin when you're going through treatment so that you don't get blood clots, right? You don't clot up and die. So you don't have a heart attack, you don't have a stroke, whatever. So yeah, I often take the
that
natto kind of
is that is
go on.
so interesting that you said that, Becky, because I'm so with you on the gut health because
Yes.
I'm on a journey of repairing my gut. And so every morning, I take a lemon detox. I squeeze 2
Oh,
lemons,
wow.
drink that, and then my next intake will be either kimchi or sauerkraut.
Yeah. Get those
And
probiotics
yeah,
in.
and
Yes.
I just eat that as a breakfast. And I'm
Yeah,
telling
why
you
not?
what, that that has really, I have seen a change in my journey to my healing my
Yes.
gut.
Well, it's crazy, like, the amount of people that I see in my clinic, it's all gut health, honestly. They say, "I feel this, I feel that, I'm on this medication, all the things," and I'm like, "How's your gut?" Like, a guy came in last night, "I have ADHD and now I've been experiencing anxiety." "Cool, how's your gut?" "How's your pooping?" "Oh, my pooping's fine." "Is it? Is it fine?" I actually have a picture, I don't know if we can share the screen here so I can show you. Like, this is a picture
Mhm.
of his gut zone, so bear with me here as I,
Mhm.
show you. Let me know if when you can see it. Can you see that?
Oh, now we can. Yep.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So this right here, this should be solid. This here in the
Mm.
center, this is a massive inflammatory hole. All this redness around it is major inflammation. This is what his gut zone looks like.
Wow.
Isn't that
Do you have
wild?
a picture of a healthy gut zone?
Yeah, I absolutely do. Give me one moment here to pull it up. There we go. So you can see that.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Wow.
solid. It literally looks like a brain.
Yeah.
Because your gut is
Right.
your second brain. It
Yep.
should look like a brain. His had gaping holes in it from long-term inflammation in his body, and then he goes on to say, "Oh, I have diarrhea all the time." Like,
So his gut
okay.
health isn't great.
So you're not pooping regularly or properly.
Or
Okay.
too
Okay, I
too
see.
regularly.
Yeah. And so I think a lot of doctors
Wow.
are quick to put their patients on anti-anxiety, antidepressant, antipsychotics, ADHD medication, when honestly, like, we should be looking at like if they're deficient in minerals and if their guts are where they're supposed to be. I'm convinced. How do I begin? Well,
Yeah,
Ron, you have to
exactly.
come see me in Edmonton, Alberta. Let's do
Watch
your
the Alive and Abounding podcast,
Yes,
Abounding Alive
Abounding and
podcast.
Alive, yes. So I launched my first episode yesterday. Now, I'm not I'm not new to this by any means. Like, we had a show called Two Girls Without Cancer. My co-host left just to focus on her own health. And I thought, I don't want to end this. I'm going to rebrand and I'm going to just completely go with the momentum. And over the past 2 years, really, or year and a half, we've interviewed like gut specialists, mold experts, physiotherapists, personal trainers, someone who has like a water practice, like a safe water. So how to like remove toxins from your water, fluoride from your water, how to protect from EMFs and radiation and things like that. So we've talked to a lot of really cool people over the last 2 years, and I wanted to keep that going. So that's where Abounding and Alive came from.
Good for you. That's awesome. And when does your Abounding and Alive podcast air?
So, I mean, I aired it yesterday morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. So I guess I'll probably just do every Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. I don't do it live. I do pre-record them. I actually have a whole bunch pre-recorded. I've just been waiting for someone to make me some music, but I finally got some music made. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I guess every Wednesday morning you will be able to see my show.
Awesome. And where is it aired?
Oh, I am on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Apple. I have social media, Abounding Health on Facebook and Instagram. I mean, I have a TikTok, but like, I just don't know how to use it. I don't really go on it ever. The kids are experts of TikTok. I don't understand it, so I don't really go on ever.
Well, Becky, this has just been an amazing conversation for so many women. Thank you so much for the information that you shared today.
And for being an advocate for women's health. Thank you so much. Alberta's lucky to have you.
You guys are so, I'm very lucky to, like I said, to be alive, to be able to even give people any wisdom that I've created from this. If there's one positive to having had cancer, especially so young, to having lost my boob, to having lost my hair, is that other people can maybe make some better choices for themselves or advocate for themselves just based on what I did.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And to let people know they have choice. Just because your doctor says this is doesn't mean that's, you have to do your own research and figure out what's best for you.
Absolutely. And try it out. Your body is pretty resilient. You don't need to just instantly dive into chemotherapy. Your body wants to get healthy first and then try and tackle it. You don't have a day to decide. You have a little bit more time than that to actually make a right decision for yourself.
Exactly. And we both had chemotherapy and radiation. So we fully support you if you decide to go that way.
Totally. Yeah. I tell people, if you're going to do chemo, you're going to do radiation, jack up your immune system. Go work with a naturopath for a month just to get your immune system doing what it wants to do. And that's literally fight for you. Yeah, exactly.
And thank you, Danny, as well for your comments and everything today. We really enjoyed having your point of view on the show as well. And we're very thankful for your doctor that they saved you from lymphoma and non-Hodgkin's stage 2 cancer.
Absolutely.
Good for you.
Ron had mentioned, and I forgot to mention when we were saying where you can find my show, every Friday on Rhode Island Broadcasting, 10 a.m. Eastern. My show will also be there.
And Becky also co-hosts the Rhode Island Broadcasting morning show on Tuesday or Mondays and Thursdays.
Yeah, so or whenever they need me.
Yeah, exactly. You fill in.
Exactly.
Well,
all right.
Well, thank you so much again
for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's awesome to be able to share my story, and maybe one person out there hears it and feels like they can advocate for themselves now.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right.
We'll
talk to you soon. Wow,
well,
Sharon.
that was a great women's health episode.
That was really transformative. Wow, I enjoyed that so much. So, Sharon, who do we have on the show next week?
Next Thursday, we have a lady by the name of Lori Creevy. Lori is a transformational guidance and education expert for maximizing human potential through greater alignment with one's innate intuitive gifts. For 25 years, she's been an intuitive guide and a facilitator of psychic development. Lori has got a great sense of humor. She's a lot of fun to be with, and we really look forward to having her perspective on the show next Thursday. It'll be good for her. Good for a laugh for sure.
Yes. Well, Sharon, just like every week, I've had so much fun spending my Thursday morning with you. And guess what? Remember, when life kicks you in the balls, get ready for your holy shift ball moments. We'll see you next Thursday.
Words of wisdom. Bye
Bye.
everybody.